Good evening, all of you. Good evening, the dignitaries who have come from all the way 4 countries to witness this international webinar and seminar rather, since we have been doing all the things online for the last 1.5 years. So that webinar came to my words. So we are here for Business Excellence Award and International Seminar 2021, which is being hosted by Global India Business Forum. And we have today 4 ambassadors who have joined us from Egypt, Trinidad and Tobago, Ethiopia and Indonesia. To start with, let me tell a few words about Global India Business Forum. Global India Business Forum is founded by a global president of Global India Business Forum, Dr. GIBF Joshi. And since the inception till now, we have got presence in more than 86 countries and we have signed MOUs with more than 110 countries. 350 plus organizations are connected with GIBF, 90 plus associates members we have all the world, 80,000 members, and GIBF has generated $10 plus million business facilitators so far. GIBF's objectives are to explore business cooperation and interaction, share knowledge to encourage entrepreneurs, and collaboration with business institutes. So may I take the honor to welcome Dr. GIBF Joshi, who is Global President of Global India Business Forum, to tell us more about GIBF. Please.
नमस्कार. आजचा प्रोग्राम फार महत्त्वाचा आहे कारण पश्चिम महाराष्ट्रामध्ये या टाईपचा प्रोग्राम ग्लोबल इंडिया बिझनेस फोरम दुसऱ्यांदा घेत आहे आणि वी आर सो प्राऊड ऑफ इट की 2 वर्षांपूर्वी कोविड चालू व्हायच्या आधी आम्ही कोल्हापुरामध्ये प्रोग्राम घेतला होता. त्यावेळेला आम्ही 3 कंट्रीजच्या काउन्सिल जनरलला बोलवलं होतं. मेन पर्पज काय आहे हे तुम्हाला पहिल्यांदा एक्सप्लेन करतो. बिफोर दॅट आय वॉन्ट टू वेलकम ऑल द गेस्ट टुडे, दोज हू joined from the different countries. Mr. Roger Gopalan, His Highness High Commissioner of Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Roger Gopalan, welcome sir. Mr. Atia Abu Alenga, who is the Consul General of Egypt and he is a very senior diplomat in India. Our another guest, Mr. Mohammed Izaki Safari, he is the Ministerial Council, Embassy of Republic of Indonesia, and his colleagues also joined today. So I welcome all of you, sir, for this today's very important seminar arranged by Global India Business Forum. I am talking in Marathi also because this is a local language, and I want to brief all my colleagues what is the purpose and objective behind this award and the seminar. कराड आपण म्हणतो पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र सगळ्या महाराष्ट्रासाठी अतिशय महत्त्वाचं रिजन आहे. जेव्हा आपण म्हणतो सांगली, सातारा, कराड, कोल्हापूर आणि बेळगाव पण आपलंच आहे. तर हे 5ही रिजनचा जेव्हा आपण विचार करतो त्यावेळेला पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र हा शुगर उत्पादनासाठी डेफिनेटली फेमस झालेला आहे. मशिनरी प्रोड्युसर्स हा एक महत्त्वाचा सेगमेंट इथं आहे. फार्मास्युटिकल इंडस्ट्री, कास्टिंग रिलेटेड इंडस्ट्री, जिथं ऑटोमोबाईल इंडस्ट्रीला भारतातल्या मॅक्सिमम कास्टिंग ह्या रिजन मधून जातं. गोकुळ, शिरगाव, इचलकरंजी, कोल्हापूर, कागल हा बेल्ट. आणि यामुळे या बेल्टचं महत्व फक्त महाराष्ट्रासाठी नाही तर भारतामध्ये बहुतेक सगळ्या स्टेटसाठी इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. कारण भारतात जेवढे 2 व्हीलर मॅन्युफॅक्चरर्स आहेत किंवा 4 व्हीलर मॅन्युफॅक्चरर्स आहेत याच्यामध्ये सगळं कास्टिंग कोल्हापूर बेल्ट मधून जातं. आय थिंक त्याच्यामुळे हा बेल्ट खूप प्रगल्भ आहे. शुगर इंडस्ट्रीज आणि बाकीच्या अलाइड इंडस्ट्रीज ज्या आता सध्या टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीज ऑल्सो प्रोग्रेस करत आहेत. ग्लोबल इंडिया बिझनेस फोरमचा मेन पर्पज काय तो तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना सांगायचं आपल्याला सेमिनार चालू करण्याच्या आधी. नॉर्मली आपल्याला माहिती आहे की बऱ्याच वेळा असं होतं की आपल्या इंडियन बिझनेसमन वी आर फॉलोअर फॉर वेगवेगळे जे ऑर्गनायझेशन फॉरेन ऑर्गनायझेशनला आपण फॉलो करतो. ग्लोबल इंडिया बिझनेस फोरम इज अ इंडिजिनस ऑर्गनायझेशन आणि द मेन पर्पज त्याच्यामध्ये काय आहे की आपल्या इंडियन बिझनेसमनला वेगवेगळ्या फील्डमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या कंट्रीजमध्ये काय अपॉर्च्युनिटी आहे हे दाखवून देणं. आज आपण कुठल्याही इंडियन बिझनेसमॅनला विचारलं तर इट इज हॅपन दॅट मे बी 8 to 10 कंट्रीजची नावं फक्त किती वेळा बऱ्याच बिझनेसमॅनला माहिती असतात इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिझनेस. तर नॉर्मली कुठलेही आपण म्हणतो की कुठलं इंडियन बिझनेसमॅन असेल तर कुठलं पॉप्युलर लोकेशन काय म्हणतो दुबई. दुबई इज द मोस्ट पॉप्युलर लोकेशन टू डू बिझनेस. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दॅट US, Italy, France, UK, maybe Singapore, but there are 195 countries in the world, and there are a lot of opportunities across the world in all those countries. आजपर्यंत असं कधी झालेलं नाही की या 195 कंट्रीमधल्या बहुतेक सगळ्या अपॉर्च्युनिटी इंडियन बिझनेसमॅन समोर आल्या. ग्लोबल इंडियन बिझनेस फोरमचा मेन पर्पज हाच आहे की वेगवेगळ्या कंट्रीमध्ये, जसं मी तुम्हाला थोडंसं एक्सप्लेन करून सांगायचं म्हटलं तर 195 कंट्रीज आपण डिवाइड करतो. आफ्रिका कॉन्टिनेंट आपण म्हणतो, आफ्रिकेमध्ये 55 कंट्रीज आहेत आणि सगळ्या आफ्रिकन कंट्रीपैकी ऍटलीस्ट फर्स्ट 15 कंट्री अशा आपण म्हणू शकतो ज्याच्यामध्ये प्रचंड बिझनेस अपॉर्च्युनिटी अवेलेबल आहे. आणि त्यासाठी आज आम्ही आफ्रिकन कॉन्टिनेंट मधलं इथिओपिया इज द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट इकॉनॉमी अँड सेकंड लार्जेस्ट पॉप्युलेशन कंट्री. सो आय asked Mr. Gurushankar to present Ethiopia credential and presentation today. Second important the Caribbean countries. So Caribbean countries आपण ऐकलेलं आहे की वेस्ट इंडिज आपल्याला माहिती आहे. आपल्याला माहिती आहे क्रिकेटसाठी वेस्ट इंडिज माहिती आहे आपल्याला. आणि खूप वर्षापासून आपल्याला विवियन रिचर्ड्स आणि आपण सगळी नावं जे ऐकत आलो. पण त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त या रिजन मध्ये ज्या 15 ते 17 कंट्री आहेत तिथं खूप अपॉर्च्युनिटी इंडियन बिझनेसमधला आहे. आणि तो कॉन्टिनेंट आपल्यासाठी का महत्वाचा आहे कारण त्याच्यामध्ये पूर्वी 150 वर्षापूर्वी भारतात असे अनेक स्थलांतरित भारतीय जेव्हा तिथे गेले. आज मला सांगायला अभिमान वाटतो तुम्हाला, आज मिस्टर गोपाल जे आले आपल्याकडे, सो त्याचं इंडियन ओरिजिनच आहे. आणि सर वेलकम टू यू जे आपल्यासाठी खूप अभिमानास्पद बाब आहे की ते इंडियन ओरिजिनचे असून आज ते त्यांच्या कंट्रीला अँबॅसिडर म्हणून भारतामध्ये रिप्रेझेंट करतात. आणि फक्त भारताचं रिप्रेझेंट करत नाही तर भारताव्यतिरिक्त इंडोनेशिया, नेपाळ, भूतान या सगळ्या कंट्री त्यांच्या अंडर येतात. सो तो एक कॉन्टिनेंट आम्हाला असं वाटलं की फार महत्वाचा आहे तर त्याच्यासाठी तिथली एक कंट्रीच्या रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्हला बोलावं. इंडियन व्यतिरिक्त इंडोनेशिया ही एक महत्वाची कंट्री अशी आहे की इंडो पॅसिफिक रिजन मध्ये ज्या महत्वाच्या इकॉनॉमीज आहेत जिथं सगळ्यात जास्त पोटेन्शियल आहे त्यामध्ये इंडोनेशिया ही अतिशय महत्वाची इकॉनॉमी आहे भारतीय बिझनेसमॅनसाठी. आज आम्ही इंडोनेशियाची सगळी टीम आज इथे आलेली आहे की तुमच्या समोर की तिथं इंडोनेशियामध्ये काय अपॉर्च्युनिटी आपल्यासाठी आहे ते सांगण्यासाठी. आणि सगळ्यात इम्पॉर्टंट गल्फ कंट्रीज तर इजिप्त हा आपला फार जुना मित्र राहिलेला आहे भारताचा. पण एन्शियंट काळापासून आपण बिझनेस करत आले आपले बिझनेसमन इजिप्त बरोबर. तर इजिप्तचे कौन्सिल जनरल जे भारतामध्ये सगळ्यात सिनियर कौन्सिल जनरल पैकी एक आहे आणि त्यांनी पण आपल्या विनंतीला मान देऊन इथे घेऊन आले. तर ग्लोबल इंडिया बिझनेसमॅनचा मेन पर्पज हाच आहे की सगळ्या इंडियातल्या MSMEच्या बिझनेसमॅनला, मी MSMEचा उल्लेख यासाठी करतोय, मायक्रो स्मॉल अँड मिडियम एंटरप्राइजेस, हा सगळ्यात जास्त कुठल्याही कंट्रीचा जो कडक असतो, बॅकबोन असतो, तर बॅकबोन इज MSME. तुम्हाला ते थोडक्यात सांगायचं म्हटलं जर्मनी सारखी कंट्री आहे की ज्या वेळेला फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर, सेकंड वर्ल्ड वॉर झालं आणि तुम्हाला माहिती त्याच्यानंतर 10 वर्षामध्ये जर्मनी आधी होतं त्यापेक्षा आणखी स्ट्रॉंग झाला. म्हणजे जिथं त्याचं सगळ्यात जास्त नुकसान होऊन पण जर्मनी स्ट्रॉंग झाला त्याचं सगळ्यात महत्वाचं कारण इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द MSME सेक्टर. त्याला जो डेव्हलपमेंट झाले, चायना इज ऑल्सो गिव्हन लॉट ऑफ इम्पॉर्टन्स टू MSME सेगमेंट. अँड नाव द टाइम कम्स, नाव इंडियन गव्हर्नमेंट हॅज स्टार्टेड पुशिंग फॉर द MSME सेक्टर सो हार्ड. नारायण राणे आपले मराठी अगेन आपल्याला सगळ्यांना कौतुक आहे की तिथं MSMEचे आता ते कॅबिनेट मिनिस्टर आणि ते जॉईन झाल्यानंतर GIBF ची पहिली टीम होती की ज्यांना भेटली की जिथं आम्ही त्यांना सांगितले की तुम्ही भारतामधल्या MSME साठी सर तुम्ही काय काय प्रोग्राम करणार आहात. तर आपल्या GIBF च्या साठी पण त्यांना आपण 45 पेजेसचा राईट पुढच्या महिन्यामध्ये देतोय की काय एक्झॅक्टली वेगवेगळ्या सेगमेंटच्या रिक्वायरमेंट आहेत. सो वी आर गिव्हिंग दॅट टू मिस्टर नारायण राणे. So talking about today's seminar, so I will not take much of your time because our guest has to give presentation in their country what exactly opportunities. आज थोडासा लेट झाला, आम्ही पण लेट पोहोचलो. So 45 minutes we will take for this presentation. We will do a small question answer session also. आणि तुमचे बाकीचे पण जे काही क्वेश्चन्स असतील ते GIBF ची आमची टीम इथं आहे, दीपाली गडकरी मॅम इथं आहे, नील कमल आहे. सो तुम्ही त्याचे काम एक्सचेंज करा आणि फ्युचर पण तुम्हाला जिथे इंटरॅक्शन करायचं GIBF ची टीम याच कंट्री व्यतिरिक्त पण तुम्हाला ज्या ज्या कंट्रीमध्ये तुम्हाला अपॉर्च्युनिटी हवी असेल तर GIBF इज देअर टू गिव्ह यू द अपॉर्च्युनिटी इन मेनी कंट्री. सो आय विल स्टॉप हिअर नाव अँड आय विल आस्क Mr. Ashutosh to take over. Thank you so much.
थँक्यू सर. सरांनी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे आपण लगेच सेमिनारकडे जाऊया आणि 4 प्रेझेंटेशन्स होतील आणि प्रेझेंटेशन झाल्यानंतर जर तुम्हाला काही क्वेश्चन्स असतील तर ते आपण विचारू शकता. To start with, may I call upon on the stage His Excellency Mr. Mohammad Rizvi Safri. Please be on the dais. I request Dr. Jitendra Joshi sir to please felicitate him. Well, I'm honored to introduce Mr. Mohammad Rizvi Safri. Education-wise, he holds a doctorate in international relations from Indonesia. Prior to that, he has done MPIA in international relations from University of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. In 1992, he joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a attaché. Then he continued as guest officer, APC Affairs, Third Secretary, Directorate of Economic Relations among Developing Countries, Directorate General of Foreign Economic Relations, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Then he served as Third Secretary, Second Secretary as well in Indonesia Embassy, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He has been First Secretary and Counselor in Indonesian Consulate General of Songkhla, Thailand. Then he has been Deputy Director and Counselor for ASEAN Functional Cooperation, that is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. He has been Counselor and Minister Counselor for Indonesian Embassy, Brasilia, Brazil, and at present he is Charge d'Affaires, Indonesian Embassy, New Delhi, India. I request Dr. Mohammad Rizvi Safri to go for his presentation.
Namaskar. Good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellency, Mr. Rajagopalan, I Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago in India. Honorable Mr. Jitendra Joshi, Global President of the GIBF. Your Excellency, Mr. Atia Abu, Consul General of Egypt in Mumbai. And my colleague, I apologize that I cannot mention your name here, from Ethiopia Embassy. I also have my colleague here, Mr. Bona Kusuma, our trade attaché, and Mr. Charles Somora, my economic officer at the embassy. I was really honored when Mr. Joshi asked me, invited me to be a speaker here at the international seminar in Qatar, and this is the international seminar for GIBF. Since this is my opportunity to know the region, to tell you the truth that this is my first time to this region, to Pune, to Maharashtra. And since I'm based in Delhi, and we all know that for the last 2 years, almost 2 years, we have to stay at home, do everything electronically. But that's also the aspect, the most important aspect of today's world. How are we going to maximize this opportunity electronically? That's one of our concerns. That's why one of our project at the embassy. With this open window of opportunities, we should be able to get to know each other, to get to be closer to each other, to see the potential, the opportunities of what we have, what are available for both sides, for Indian business, for Indonesian business. And as Mr. Joshi also underlining that the MSME is one of the focus of the Indian government, as well as the Indonesian government too. We have focused on MSMEs. We are going to have to support, to push forward our MSMEs in increasing their outreach through the global. And one of the means to be able to enable them to outreach, to expand their reach to the global level is using the economic platform, the electronic platform that are available, that are accessible, easily accessible, but we need a little bit more hard work, a little bit harder work that we have to educate them also on how to exploit and use the opportunities of using the electronic platform. Let me start that also that this year we celebrate the 72 years of the India and Indonesia diplomatic year. And the relationship between India and Indonesia is not only based on diplomatic relationships. It could be traced back to centuries ago, where our forefathers from India sailed across the sea from coast to coast to the region of what we call now Indonesia. So there are a lot of the trails of religions, cultures, languages from India in our daily life in Indonesia. We have thousands of Sanskrit words in Bahasa Indonesia, our national language. We have a lot of, and we use a lot of Sanskrit words. And sometimes I need translation. Although we use it a lot, but I need translation for what we use. That shows how deep the relationship, deep-rooted relationship between India and Indonesia. Bilaterally, politically, both countries are among the first to recognize each own independence. Both countries supporting each other when we were struggling for independence. So, in all aspects, we have a very strong relationship. Currently, Indonesia and India is a comprehensive strategic partner. It means a partners above ordinary level, a partner, a closer partner to each other. So this is done when our two leaders in 2018 declared that Indonesia and India are the comprehensive strategic partners. With this partnership, we open up a lot of opportunities. With this partnership, our two leaders have made a pledge to increase the bilateral trade volume to reach $50 billion by 2025. When the two leaders declared the common goals, the total trade was recorded at around almost $20 billion. So the target was very ambitious target to reach more than double the volume at that time. Although for the last 2 years, is decreasing, and up to 14 billion US dollar. But during this, even during this period of 2021, it saw a very significant increase. So during this pandemic, during this COVID situation, we see there are still very big opportunities, especially in economic and trade relation between Indonesia and India. So it's so there are some opportunities. There are opportunities to grab, to be taken by all of us, especially my colleagues here, businessmen from the region, from Kar. This city is Kar. So from Kar in the region, as well as Pune, and in a bigger scale from Maharashtra. And to show you some is the main import from India. There are India import crude palm oil as the highest commodity, and also coal, but also other commodities as well. And Indonesia import also automotive parts from India, and there are a lot of other commodities to be at the 10 big commodities imported and exported from both sides of India and Indonesia. So once again, I'd like to underline that no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, there are always opportunities. It's up to us how to find these opportunities. And Mr. Joshi, I think, will be glad to facilitate how you are all being connected with our business community in Indonesia. And we from Indonesian Embassy, we'll be glad, more than glad to support, to facilitate any inquiries, any requests from business communities, especially from Pune and surrounding, from Karak, and to any information that you might need. You might looking for any kind of information that is necessary for your business project or whatever it is in the future. And once again, I like for this session today, I have my colleague, as I said, our trade attaché, who will be glad to answer some of your questions if there are. And we also my colleague from the economic section at the embassy. Having said that, once again, I like to say that while we are working hard at the embassy and also our government to bring our people back from the pandemic situation back to normal, we remain cautious that we have to be maintaining our health during this situation. Although the third wave are looming there outside, but we do hope that there will be no third wave in India as well as globally. So with that, I'd like to stop here, and I would welcome any requests, any inquiries, any questions, if any, from your side, and I'll be glad, my colleague will be glad to respond for that. And I wish you to have a very fruitful discussion today. And thank you very much. Ternyata,
Thank you so much, sir. For the second presentation, may I request His Excellency Atia and Syed Abao El Naga to please come on the stage. And may I request Deepali ma'am to please felicitate. It's my honor to introduce His Excellency Atiyah El Sayed Abou El Nada. He is currently holding the position of Consul General of Arab Republic of Egypt in Mumbai. His background is Bachelor of Arts from Ain Shams University, Diploma in Public Management at IIAP from Paris, Bachelor of Law, Cairo University, Master's degree in Public Law from France, certified member of London-based Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. He is a holder of certificate in intermediate German language and conversation from the Goethe University, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He started his career as diplomat attaché at Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then Third Secretary, Embassy, Egypt in Mexico, Deputy Chief Mission and Embassy of Egypt, Mozambique from 95 to 99, then as a Counselor, Embassy of Egypt in Malaysia, Brunei from 2000 to 2004. He has worked as head of Counter-Terrorism Unit of Legal Department, Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Deputy Chief of Mission and Minister Plenipotentiary, Embassy of Egypt, then Deputy Minister of Latin America and Caribbean countries, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador of Egypt and Burundi, Deputy Assistant Minister of Latin America and Caribbean countries, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Deputy Assistant Minister for Academic Cooperation and Scientific Research, and Acting Ambassador at the Embassy of Egypt in Freetown. May I request Sir to please for his deliberations. Please, welcome, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I'm not maybe as professional and as young as our dear colleague, His Excellency Ambassador of the High Commissioner of Indonesia, because maybe I belong to a slightly older generation. So I'm going to read my speech, but I'm very happy I would like to say first that I'm very happy to be with you, and I'm also very happy to be with some colleagues from the diplomatic community in New Delhi. And it's very important, to meet our colleagues, the ones who are based in Mumbai, to meet their counterparts in New Delhi. And thank you again for organizing this event. Dear Mr. Jitendra Joshi, President and Founder, Global India Business Forum, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like at the outset to express my deep gratitude to the Global India Business Forum for taking the initiative of organizing this interesting event and for giving us the opportunity to visit new resorts in the beautiful and fascinating state of Maharashtra. I presume that we are all quite pleased to attend this gathering physically and not online, as personal interaction cannot be replaced forever. Allow me on this occasion to congratulate the Indian authorities for the successful campaign to vaccinate around 1 billion persons in less than 6 months. This is an outstanding and impressive achievement. We are together today after celebrating Diwali, and indeed we are happy that Diwali took place in a joyful atmosphere. It was a bright occasion full of lights. And without reducing our vigilance, let us hope that the new year will pave the way for a more prosperous era and that business all over the world will blossom and flourish again. I wish today to reiterate to you that Egyptians appreciate the warm bonds that we maintain with India and the sincere friendship between our two peoples. Well, we are all proud to belong to two genuine and ancient civilizations, and our ancestors showed the path to follow for the whole mankind. Today, since we are talking about business ties, let me brief you about Egyptian-India economic and commercial relations. Egypt is one of India's important trading partners with Africa. The India-Egyptian bilateral trade agreement has been in operation since March 1978 and has increased by 5 times in less than 10 years. According to the Egyptian Agency for Statistics, India has been one of the largest trading partners in the last 2 years. It was the 8th largest importer of Egyptian goods and the 10th largest exporter to Egypt. The trade volume between our two countries had shown positive growth and reached from 2005 to 2006 and then in 2012 and 2013 its peak of US $5.45 billion. The trade volume declined gradually to US $4.95 billion in 2013-2014 and to US $3.23 billion in 2016-2017 as a result of the general economic slowdown and decline in oil prices. In the financial year 2020-2021, bilateral trade improved and reached $4.5 billion. This figure would have been higher, but the COVID pandemic had adverse effects on our trade relations and on international commerce in general. Since 2016, Egypt has, I'm going now to give you some information about our economic reforms. Since 2016, Egypt has embarked on implementing an ambitious national program for economic and social reforms. This program aims at stabilizing macroeconomic indicators, providing a stable environment that enhances confidence in the Egyptian economy. This successful economic reform program enhanced Egypt's ability to stand in face of the negative repercussions of the COVID-19 pandemic. The economic growth rate in Egypt for the year 2019-2020 reached 3.6%. According to various international institutions, including the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, it was one of the highest growth rates in the world. The budget deficit declined to 7% of the GDP. The Egyptian government is committed to pursue its plan for economic reforms, while taking the necessary steps to expand social protection programs. The Egyptian national priorities are drafted in the Egypt Vision 2030 and the Government Action Program 2023-2027. These priorities aim to protecting natural resources to achieve security and sustainability, develop and invest in human capital, transparency, good governance, and inclusive partnership, enhancing productivity and employment, women empowerment, digitalization, innovation, and data generation. The Egyptian government has also launched the Decent Life Initiative, with an estimated cost of around $40 billion. The Egyptian authorities are indeed keen to develop the private sector and boost its role in achieving economic growth and creating job opportunities. Several reform measures are being taken in order to support the private sector and facilitate the business climate, such as strengthening competition and transparency, developing a mechanism for the industrial land allocation, and reforming custom legislations. As you know, Egypt has a strategic position. I mean, it is in the center of Africa, Asia, and the Mediterranean basin. So, and the Suez Canal is one of the most important waterways in the world. And I would say that it is the most important one because the volume of trade in the Suez Canal is higher than the Panama Canal, with all my respect to my native Americans. By the way, I love Trinidad and Tobago, and I don't know, I think you speak English in your country, but I'm fluent in Spanish also. So, the Suez Canal, the one that has invested opportunities. The Suez Canal is a very important waterway, as you know, and the Egyptian government has embarked on a project to attract investment to this area. So, what did we do? Well, Egypt has always participated in global value and supply chains thanks to its privileged geographical location, the size of domestic demand, the abundance of skilled and trained labor, and the existence of the Suez Canal, through which about 13% of the global trade volume transits annually. Established in August 2015, the SC zone in the Suez Canal economic zone aims at attracting businesses from around the region, while offering them easy access to the region's markets and talents. SC zone is designed to provide investors with world-class, value-added supply chain industrial parks. SCZ also aims to be one of the logistics hubs in the region, supported by a number of mega infrastructure projects, especially logistics projects, such as doubling the full pathway of the Suez Canal to minimize its transit span, cost of operation, and attract more vessels and cargoes. Priorities are therefore given to a number of industries, including manufacturing of motor vehicles, trailers and parts, and spare parts, shipbuilding, railway vehicles, solar panels, water transport and services, smart tablets, chemicals, and petrochemicals. But why should India and other countries invest in the SC zone? It's not just because it is an initiative, which has, of course, a very famous civilization, but also because for the following reasons. Ease of connectivity, the SC zone allows easy access to African countries. And Africa is a market of more than 1 billion persons. And Egypt is a member of a group called the Common Market of Eastern and Southern Africa. But now we have in Africa, we're working to create the comprehensive free trade agreements. This will allow any any businessman working in Egypt, in Ghana, in Ghana, in Cameroon, in Cote d'Ivoire, or in Madagascar, to export his products or his produce to other African countries without customs, and vice versa. So, a country like India, like Indonesia, like even Japan, Trinidad and Tobago, can export to Egypt, and not only they will export to Egypt, but also they can export to all the African market without customs. This is the goal of the comprehensive free trade agreement in Africa. So, ease of connectivity is one factor that should attract investment in Egypt. Also, in Egypt, we have started a very important project called From Cairo to Cape Town. So, what does it mean from Cairo to Cape Town? As you know, Cairo is the capital of Egypt, and it is in the north of Africa. And Cape Town is on the other end of Africa. So now we have a transport road which allows vehicles to go from Cairo to Cape Town via Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and then South Africa. And this project, to tell you the truth, it wasn't easy to work on it because Africa still has many economic problems, and roads are not, as good as we can find here in India or in other countries. But we have worked hard with African partners in order to build this road. Also, the Suez Canal allows market accessibility. That's what I mean by the COMESA. Flexible business. We have many incentives, financial, tax holidays, facilities. Everything is becoming digital, so this also should be a factor to attract investment. Cost competitiveness for manufacturing. We are attracting investors from, by the way, India has a lot of investment in the Suez Canal, especially in the field of the petrochemical industries, but also China has a lot of investments. And Emirates and other countries. Attractive financial incentives, what we mean by this, that we offer tax holidays, we offer reduced custom costs, we offer facilities, repatriation of funds, and other benefits. Regarding taxes, there is a 0% value-added tax on all imports. However, there is a reduced 14% VAT for products marketed in the domestic level. Because comes with the value. So I don't want to monopolize the floor, but I just give you a very small hint on Indian investments in Egypt. Indian companies are operating in all major sectors of the Egyptian economy, including textiles and garments, power, chemicals, including specialty chemicals, additives, pharmaceutical, information technology, paints, consumer goods, healthcare, caustic soda, resin, plastics, paper, packaging, auto and auto components, and many other sectors. The volume of Indian investments in my country reached $3.15 billion, and half of this amount are joint ventures and wholly owned by Indian subsidiaries, and the rest of Indian companies are operating in Egypt through their representative office and executing various projects for government organizations. Major Indian investments in Egypt, I name TCI Samar, Alexander Carbon Black, Egypt India Polyester Company, MB International Velocity, Galaxy Chemicals, SM Propack, Flex Films, Lulu Hypermarket, S High-Tech, C International, etc. Many Indian companies are also involved in power transmission projects, and they are working in many energy projects in Egypt. I don't want to give too much details, but it will be my pleasure if anybody wants more information, I can give him or her a copy of this file. Investment by Egyptian companies in India are about $37 million. The Swedish group established its presence in Noida, Uttar Pradesh in 2013 for manufacturing smart electric meters. Capsi Coatings set up the manufacturing plant in Bangalore to produce car paints with an investment of $15 million. There are also other smaller Egyptian groups working in India. I just would like to finish by talking a little bit about a very small aspect of Egyptian-Indian relations that are in Egypt and India, as you know, and also Indonesia and Ghana was the founding members of the non-aligned movement. And that's why Egypt and India have always maintained very special relations since the era of late Prime Minister Nehru and of late President Nasser and of the late presidents of Indonesia and Ghana. But this is not only the only aspect of bilateral cooperation. We have excellent relations in the academic and cultural field. A lot of Egyptian students prepare their master's degrees and PhDs in universities. And there is also a field that could attract Egypt and Indonesia. It is the film industry, because Egypt is the basis of the film industry in the Arab world, and India is, of course, very famous for Bollywood. So I hope that we will be able to attend the next festival in Mumbai Film Festival, and I also would like to congratulate India. Next year, we are going to celebrate the 75th anniversary of independence, and we are going to celebrate together 75 years of diplomatic relations. Thank you very much. Of course, I'm ready to reply to any questions, and maybe I forgot everything.
Thank you so much, sir, for providing all the data and information in the most witty way. We would have had Her Excellency Dr. Izinia Lugeta, Ambassador and Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, but unfortunately she couldn't make it possible to reach him. So I request Guru Shankar to please let us know the presentation from her. Guru Shankar is from GIBF. Please welcome.
Good evening to all the dignitaries. I represent from various countries like Egypt, Trinidad and Tobago, and Indonesia. And good evening to all the business families. And good evening to all organizers and event coordinators. And good evening to Dr. Joshi, who has given this opportunity to speak about Ethiopia. And now I'm representing on Ethiopia, and then I'm just going to give a presentation on Ethiopia. How this business community will be benefited when they are having a business establishment in African countries. As it was in the beginning, Mr. Joshi has explained about this, Africa is one of the largest population, second largest population, and Africa is very rapidly growing this economy, and the GDP rate is it is going at a very high rate, and it is an exorbitant rate. I just wanted to go through a few slides that yes, how Ethiopia, the business community can be benefited when they start some business and they have a bilateral relation between this India and Ethiopian country. So this is Ethiopia at a glance. This is the country, the political system, and the capital city is Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa, the location is the Horn of Africa, and the area of Ethiopia is 1.14 million square kilometers. And it is very strategically located and well connected between this other continents, two continents, and Egypt, and as well as this Indian Asian continent. Next slides. The GDP per capita is in 2020 statistics is about $936.34 US. And the major trading export is gold 21% and coffee is 19%, followed by livestock and oil seeds, flowers and other commodities. Like the climate is a moderate climate between 20 to 30 degrees in high lands, and in the lowlands it is up to 45 degrees. And rainfall, it's one of the beautiful continent, the African continent, always is a greenery, and everywhere you can see a lot of natural resources. And the country has got a lot of potential there. Lot of minerals, lot of other resources are available, natural resources are available. The currency is Ethiopian birr, it's called as ETB. And the current value of this currency exchange rate is in various countries between USD is 0.021 and Euro it is 0.018 and Great British Pound it is 0.016 and Yuan it is 0.13. This is the statistics of this country code and the time zone is GMT per state. The land has got a origin of humankind and one of the earliest remains of human ancestry. It's one of the oldest. It is the birthplace of coffee, in fact. And India and Africa have got a long relationship, I think, from the beginning of the ancestors. Many decades. And one of the Blue Nile River, I think, is one of the longest river located in this, Eastern Africa. These are all the monuments, and this is one of the monuments at Ethiopia. This is the capital of Addis Ababa. This is the diplomatic capital of Africa, and it is well connected with all this Eastern Africa and Western Africa and Northern Africa and Central Africa, and as well as with the Middle East and Indian continent. It's more than this is all the natural resources and the species which are available and the beautiful parks, and there are many natural parks and many creatures are available. These are all the national park and now this is a very important area why we should invest in Ethiopia. So Ethiopia basically is a stable socio-economic governance with a sustained peace and security. So if you can find this, I think in the Eastern Africa, I think Ethiopia is another place where you can peacefully you can do without any disturbance. And it is ranked across the globe. It is a 45th out of 138 economics for important public decision making. It is as per the GC report of 2019. And a wide range of incentives for all the SMSC companies and for all the investors and all the business communities. And it is a different packages for priority sectors like export-oriented investments and other activities. And Ethiopia is one of the places, it's a development of the state-of-the-art for industrial parks. There are many industrial parks located in different locations, and that is one of the state-of-the-art parks in which we can see that. And electric powered railway connecting with the capital and other economic corridors, it is well connected, as I said, by seaway and by railroad and by road and by air. Everywhere it is well connected across the globe. And economic factor, if you go through it, it is an average about 8.36 GDP in 2019. So in between, I think there were some fluctuations after the COVID, and now again it is recovering, and it is an increasing factor now. So 8.36 GDP growth in 2019, one of the fastest growing economies in the world during the same period. So this is a statistics report given by the World and Global Economic Prospects and CAEWF fact data. And it is a macroeconomic environment, and it is a very stable and conducive for the investors and the business community. Favorable for the market factors, it is a duty-free, quota-free access to USA through the African Growth and Opportunity Act. So this is one of the major factors which attracts the investors. And in European markets, it is through the EVA. It is a duty-free, quota-free access. So business investors, I think investors can freely, they can just do the business without any hassle-free movements for exports to these countries. And preferential duty treatment for market access to China, India, Japan, and Canada, and other countries, and Australia and other countries. And it is a member of the MERSA, which preferential market access to the regional market of 200 million people, as the His Excellency of Egypt already mentioned this one. So this is one of the factors that we are also getting a support from the Egypt, which is definitely it is going in a growing way. Africa is the second most populous nation. It is currently the population is around 11.5 million, and 54 million is active labor force. And one of the best part is that I think 150. 150 is the most populous nation with the current size. And 54 million active labor force. So one of the best part is that I think the labor force is easily available, and it is in a very reasonably priced. So we can get a good labor with the skilled laborers, and we can develop and we can grow our productivity. Competitive labor cost is around 40 to 35, it depends on the skill-based laborers. And suitable for all the domestic labor laws and regulations, so it is well defined by the Ministry of Labor. And it is very conducive for the business community. And working days per week is 6 to 88 days per year. And there is no restriction on the night work, so the people can work 2 shifts or 3 shifts, whichever is convenient and easy in order to increase the production and the productivity. And average days of paid annual leave is recently, I think they have done 16, which is lower than many regional peers. I think this is one of the best parts that is we can get more workforce and with a limited leave options. And the premium pay for overtime work is 25%. It is half of Kenya, and there are some statistics of Uganda and China. It is 1/4 of India. More than 50 universities with 500,000 student population and 1,300 technical vocational education and training schools with annually take up 1 million students. This is one of the best parts. And Ethiopia has got a lot of natural resources which I mentioned earlier. So they have good water and electricity, and they have this power divisions and the tax, which is producing a lot of energy. With the subsidies, the price is a very reasonable price, which will be very good and beneficial to the business people. Especially electricity is one of the major factors. Electricity and the water, it is one of the major factors for the business community to grow their business. So electricity rate is approximately 0.03 least in the world, and 1/4 of Kenya. Further subsidized electricity rate in industrial parks, and again it varies, depends on the business, how we are doing it. And, it varies on business to business and what is the consumption and what is the size of the unit and all this. The monthly water tariff is also, it is quite reasonable, it is very low compared to the Kenya and other places. It's about a 0.08 cubic meter US dollar, and power generation is 4,370 megawatts. It's quite a good number to do the business. This is Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the largest hydroelectric dam in Africa, being built on the Nile River, is expected to generate additional. So this is one more opportunity for that to generate additional power, which is definitely used for all big industries and small industries and medium industries. And road high quality 40 roads in Ethiopia. It is very connected everywhere. The infrastructure are in a very good way. And it is well connected with the sea mode, and it is connected with the air mode. And world-class railways are there. It is connected to Djibouti, all nearby places, and the port also is nearby 3 ports, and it is all connected. The state-of-the-art industrial parks, there are many industrial parks, and there are few I think we have shown here in the picture now. So there are attractive players now. Currently, this agricultural and this industrial, this is automobiles and this textiles are the leading players there. Those who are doing the business there with affordable and competitive labor force. And cotton production potential is 3 million acres of land suitable for cotton production. The investment opportunities, commercial cotton production, swimming, weaving, garment, etc. Because of the natural resources and the green estate, we have a good volume of cotton production there. Specialized and the state-of-the-art industrial parks under construction. There are a few industrial parks are in operation now. A few are in a phased manner that they are doing it and developing it. Located along key economic corridors, connected to both by road and electric-driven railway lines with close proximity to high labor force, and it is very connected to all across all the continents, and it is well connected to all the seaports and the major ports of the airport and other places. And all the industrial development is all connected to the well infrastructure with the highly equipped equipments and with the good roads, electricity, and good all power and everything. Export promotion, government provision of industrial park incentives targeted at increased export performance and competitiveness, vertical integration, enhancing employment and backward inclusion, skills development and competitiveness, developing workers and skills for enterprise competitiveness, managing the industrial park development corporation of Ethiopia. This is all. There are few industrial parks which we have shown in this picture. So, this is one of the economic zone, and it is an eco-industrial park. It was inaugurated in July 2006 with a construction cost of $250 million. Proximity to Port Djibouti is 890 kilometers, and 5 million people with 50 kilometer radius, which is one of the best resources we have. And clusters specialized in textile and garment, and land area is about 1.3 million square meter. Land and first phase is it's about a 300,000 square meter factory. It's a size to build up area with all facilities. So factory is fully completely it is secured and a safe way. And proximity to Djibouti port, it is this is one of the second one. This is a retail industrial park. This is Djibouti port is a 600 kilometer. The labor is about 1 million people in around city, in and around the city. This is basically catered to all this textile, garment business and footwear and all other products. The land area is about 10 million square meter, and the first phase is already completed. It is 1 million square meter. This is one more industrial park which is located in Kambalcha Industrial Park. It's approximately to the Djibouti port is 480 kilometers. It's about 1 million people in and around city. The major business here, it is a textile, garment, footwear, again it is a leather product, and land area is 10 million square meter. So there are a few other parks, like one is an Adama Industrial Park and one is a Boleri Industrial Park. It is a land 1 and land 2. And there is one more park called Adama Industrial Park. And incentives, this is a more key factor which attracts to the investors and the business community. How much benefited when they start a business between India and Ethiopia. These are all the major key factors which attracts all the investors. Fiscal incentives like income tax exemption and customs duty exemption, ease of access to industrial parks based to a promotional rate, and non-fiscal incentives like one-stop shop service, customs facilitation with the help of JIT and neighboring places, neighboring countries. Customs facilitation and expedited visa procedures. This is one more key factor that yes, the visa process is so fast so that people can easily migrate and they can start business and they can work immediately. And guarantee against expropriation and the right to own immovable property, guarantee for remittance of funds, the right to pay and operate foreign currency accounts. These are all the key factors which is definitely will help the business team. And India and Ethiopia, yes, African countries, I think we have a long-standing association with India. So India and Ethiopia have a long-standing economic and commercial relations which are centuries more than can be. During the kingdom, Indian traders had links with the ancient port of Adulis in the eastern part of Ethiopia. untreated silk and spices for gold and ivory. In recent years, with the opening of the Ethiopian economy, business ties between the two countries have grown significantly, especially in the areas of trade, investment, agriculture, and infrastructure projects. The economic dimension of a bilateral relationship has now become more key important. I think these countries are coordinating and the bilateral relationship is very strong. The bilateral trade in 2020 stood in $1.4 billion, of which India's export to Ethiopia were about $1.08 billion and imports were $65 million. Iron and steel products are India's major export items to Ethiopia, accounting for 17.2% of Indian total exports of Ethiopia. It was followed by rice, pharmaceutical, transport equipment, machinery, sugar, and paper products. Like Mr. Joshi pointed out in the beginning of the discussion, this is a major attractive for this belt, especially for the Maharashtrian sector. We have a major production of sugar, we have a major production of this industrial equipment, and transport equipment, and pharmaceuticals, machinery. So this is going to be definitely going to be a benefit to this Maharashtra, this particular sector, where they can start a business with Ethiopia. And plastics is 4.5 and 3.3 is rubber, 3.2 is a textile, and clothing is 3%. Major imports by India from Ethiopia were pulses, precious and semi-precious stones, vegetables, seeds, and leather and species. India is the second most important source for Ethiopia, imports for Ethiopia, contributing 7.4% of all Ethiopia's import next to China. This is one of the major key data. Indian companies maintain the reputation as being in the top 3 foreign investors in Ethiopia, with the newer Indian multinationals marking in the presence in Ethiopia. There are more than 600 Indian companies that are currently working in Ethiopia, which are all the blue chip companies and the very big companies, the flagship companies. With the licensed investment over $5 million, of more than estimated to be on the ground. Indian companies have invested in various sectors like agriculture, as I said, floriculture, engineering, plastics, manufacturing, cotton and textiles, water management, consultancy and ICT education, pharmaceuticals and healthcare. About 54.6% of Indian investment is in the manufacturing sector, followed by agriculture. Some key companies which they are currently working in Ethiopia, yes, I would like to highlight here. So one is Mission Paints, how you might be knowing, and Aravind is one of the group, and Raymond is working. Calonia and Fontana Flower, Balaji Manufacturing, Samartha Stores Private Limited, Velocity Apparels, there are many others. So in this note, I would like to thank everyone, and this is a better platform, better opportunity for us to tie between this both countries through GIBF, because any performance we need a platform. So without platform, we cannot perform. So GIBF is one of the best platforms to have a interlink between these two countries to connect the business community between India and Ethiopia. So in this note, I would like to take this opportunity and thank everyone for giving this opportunity to speak about this Ethiopia. Thank everyone for giving this valuable time.
Thank you, Mr. Guru Shankar. Now we have His Excellency Dr. Roger Gopal, High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago. May I request him to please come on stage? And may I request Madam Neil to please felicitate. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. And it's my honor to introduce Dr. Roger Gopal for the second time, because he has been there in the webinar and we are doing earlier. So Dr. Roger Gopal is High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago. He holds doctorate in Management Sciences from Durban University of Technology. He has international Masters in Business Administration from University of Postgraduate Certificate in Business Research from Edinburgh Business School, Edinburgh University. He is a professional chartered accountant of Association of Professional Chartered Accountants. Since 2020 January, he holds High Commission of Trinidad and Tobago in New Delhi. Under his position, TNT, that is Trinidad and Tobago, they have signed an International Solar Alliance Agreement. UWI, that is University of West Indies, signed MOA with Indian Ministry of Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. He has renewed Memorandum of Association for promotion of cultural research, teaching and development. Earlier he held High Commission of Trinidad and Tobago at Prussia, South Africa, where he has notable work in the field of research, education, trade and investment, cultural diplomacy, energy initiatives and so forth. Before his responsibility for more than 15 years, he served as a senior corporate consultant for management consultancy and training, simultaneous to which he was assisting academics through Department of Entrepreneurship and Management of College of Science, Technology and Applied Arts in TNT. He has served as Director of Rural Development at TNT also. He has co-authored a book on strategy communications. He has facilitated workshops and presentations internationally at UK, Guyana, Jamaica, South Africa, Czech Republic, etc. Being interested in ancient literature, Hatha Yoga and meditation, he holds certificates in advanced Vedanta, Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita. So may I please welcome Dr. Uday Gopal.
Thank you very much, Program Director Dr. Joshi, members of the Diplomatic Corps, or my colleagues here today, members of this distinguished audience. So I would usually say good evening, namaste. In my country, we would say sitaram. And to my amigo, mi amigo, who speaks Espanol. Buenos Aires, señor. So, all of the presenters before spoke about the ancient histories and centuries-old connections to India. And interestingly, each of the countries that spoke here today are countries that I have vested interest in. Because I've studied Egyptology. I have a major interest in Egyptology. I am a student of Vedanta and Vedic literature. And I am the ambassador designate to Indonesia. And I also did Christian theology with particular interest in the Ark of the Covenant, which is in Ethiopia. So all the presenters here today represented something of great interest to me and hopefully to you. So today I am going to represent my country, Trinidad and Tobago. For those of you who are not so familiar with us, you must know the name Brian Lara. Son Narayan. And you should know that Shah Rukh Khan owns the Trinidad and Tobago Night Riders. In addition to that, I was on my way here today and I was telling Dr. Joshi, please link me with Lata Mangeshkar. She was in my country a few years back while she was still performing, and my uncle was her driver for 1 week. Yes, so she called earlier this year, and my two sons decided that they will wish her Happy Mother's Day. So they looked at her over the phone, and the both of them started, Joanna Kia. And she loved it. So yes, it is very close to us. And while we talked about these ancient linkages, I can also add that I know the exact date when my great-grandfather left India, which is on the 30th of May, 1845, from the village Basti, right next to the kingdom of Trinidad, which I visited last week, and I took some dirt and I kept it. So I now have a piece of India with me forever. Let's talk about the Trinidad and Tobago a bit. Let's flip to the next slide and to the next slide. Great. So here we are, a country in the Caribbean. Most of you might be familiar with the Caribbean because of our beaches and our rivers and rainforests and those things. Most people in India ask me, oh, so you're from the Caribbean, you must drink rum. And do you have any to spare? The answer to that is no, I don't drink rum, but yes, we do have lots of rum to give out. So we are more than just a rum manufacturer. Here we are in terms of our geographical location. As you would see, where Trinidad and Tobago is located, it's neatly tucked in to the Caribbean islands, which then give any trader access to every single island in the Caribbean, but also full access to Latin America. Because of our location, our strategic position, we are a major hub for the entire Latin America and Caribbean region. More so, the only airline that is owned and operated throughout the Caribbean is from Trinidad and Tobago. So if you wish to go to Jamaica or to Guyana, if you wish to go to Suriname or Barbados or St. Lucia, you still got to go to Trinidad and Tobago. So you might as well come and enjoy some Caribbean culture. Next slide. Because of our position in that portion of the Caribbean, we are not really so much of a tourist-based economy, unlike the others. We have over 100 years of hydrocarbon experience. We are one of the world's largest exporters of natural gas. We are a major exporter of oil. And in fact, we are one of the largest exporter of gas to the United States of America. So as a result, the US second largest investment in the Western Hemisphere is actually in Trinidad and Tobago. As a result, we are, according to the Economic Times, not me because I might sound boastful, but we are the financial capital of the Caribbean. All the major banks throughout the Caribbean is actually owned by Trinidad and Tobago. Secondly, we are the major manufacturers for the Caribbean, all manufactured in this small little country called Trinidad and Tobago. And we are a major exporter throughout Latin America, which I will come back to in a short bit. So let's go to the next slide. Flip ahead. Now here's the interesting thing about Trinidad and Tobago. We are an English-speaking country, and many Indians who met me here ask, you look Indian? So I said, well, yes, I am Indian by blood. So they asked me, so do you speak Hindi? So then I answer, Hindi, nahi. So then they realized, but I understand Torah. You see, my great-grandparents, when they came, they spoke Bhojpuri and Audi. So we still say Hanuman Chalisa. We have 99 Ramayana in Audi and Bhojpuri. Indians in my country make up more than 50% of the population. And the first generation that came cutters and farmers. The second generation, their children were the doctors, the lawyers, the accountants, the politicians, the engineers, the resilience of our people. But our country is only 1.4 million. In other words, we are 1/20th the size of them. Just a small portion maybe of Vasan Bihar in Delhi, or Kannada places somewhere, or maybe just a little bit of Noida. But why is this important? Flip next slide. It is important because of our market access. The reason why the UK invests in Trinidad and Tobago more than any other Caribbean country, why the US invests, Canada invests, Germany invests, India invests, and I'll come to India in a short bit, is because of our market access. We are a stable country. We have gained independence in 1962, which is the same year that we forged diplomatic relations with India. We have had elections every year, and never once did we have any form of democratic upheaval or any sort of coup that in our country. Very stable economy, very smart in terms of how we manage our affairs. So therefore we represent, unlike some of the other countries, I'm not going to call names, a very stable place to invest in. But this is the important point. When we come into Trinidad and Tobago, we have something called CARICOM, which means the Caribbean Community. CARICOM. We also have trade agreements with all of Latin America. What this means for any investor or trading partner with our country is that you just don't access 1.4 million. 1.4 million is like you get married to the girl, the dulahin, or whatever you call it in Hindi, but then you meet the entire family. Right, so we are the dulahin, you meet us, and then you meet the entire family. The entire family is close to 1 billion people. When you invest in Trinidad and Tobago, you have market access to 1 billion. And that is the difference. Also, we speak English. So no need to come into our country or any of the countries and your language is Hindi, your second language is English, but their first language is a different language, and you have difficulties in communication. Where our first language is English, we learn Hindi in schools now, in all our schools. It is taught in our school system. So therefore, communication becomes quite easy. And it is a major selling point for Indian businesses. So we can continue. People ask, what about the hurricanes? Where we see in Trinidad and Tobago that Sri Bhagwan is a Trinidadian. We really believe that. And some of us even boldly said that we think that Hanumanji was born in Trinidad and Tobago because we have the tallest Hanuman Murti in the western part of the hemisphere, which is 85 feet tall. So every hurricane that passes never hits Trinidad and Tobago. So Jamaica, Miami, Orlando, all those places are devastated. I'm sorry for them. Godspeed, God wish them well, but we escape all the time. So it's a good place to invest. Hence one of the major reasons why the US and those countries come down to Trinidad, invest there, so you don't have to worry about a hurricane wiping you dry. Let's move on. So what are the major areas for us to invest in? Remain on this slide. I will talk it through. So electricity intensive manufacturing. Why? Because in the entire Caribbean and Latin America, we are an energy producing economy, which then means that we have the cheapest rate in utility for any manufacturer. And we have the statistics to prove. It's only because my statistics named other countries in the Caribbean, I did not want to create some diplomatic problems. So we welcome manufacturers, and as I said, because our population is highly educated, which means that over 60% of our population pursues tertiary level education. Over 60%. And if you cannot afford it, it is free. From preschool to PhD. And so everyone does a degree or 2 or 3. In terms of logistics, because of our position, we are a major logistical hub. for Houston, for Miami, or throughout in the Florida region, for South Africa and African countries. They come to Trinidad, they stop, then they continue. Ship layup and offshore transshipment. For many shipping companies, and I guess Dr. Joshi might be interested in this, they come to Trinidad and Tobago, especially to refuel, to spend some time because our rates are lower than the other countries, and then they continue from there. So it's another area to pay particular interest in. And voice contact center. Because we are English speaking and we have a cultural and ideological connection to India, but yet we have a cultural and ideological connection to the US and to Canada. It is the ideal place for voice contact centers. What we have seen in the past almost 2 years since I've been here, I'll tell you the particular areas of interest. And I'm going to skip over all this textiles and furniture and all those things which are common that Indian businesses bring, all those trade groups. We have almost 40 trade groups per year coming through Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not going to concentrate on that, that is ongoing. But what I have seen, what are the areas of interest? One, Bollywood has been started doing movies in Trinidad and Tobago because we have created the facilities for filmmaking. And we encourage it, we support it, we invest in it as well. Two, a number of companies in the area of voice contact centers are also coming to Trinidad and Tobago. And who's the biggest competition is the neighbor next door. Excuse me. They don't want to call any names. So, what we do, we try to encourage India. We encourage you to come. You get preferential treatment. And we have signed a number of agreements to protect your investment. We also set up what we call InvestTT, a one-stop shop. You come, you tell them that you want to establish your business, they do the market research for you. They register your business for you. They find a location for you to set up shop. They do all the employment that you need. Of course, you interview everyone. And it's all done for free. All paid for by the government of Trinidad. So, let's move on. Move on. And move on. And we keep moving. Yes, we continue. And there we go. The last part that I want to concentrate on is in our digital capacity. What are some of the other areas that I will encourage investment in? ICT and education. ICT meaning especially artificial intelligence and logistics. We have a lot of companies from Mumbai especially who are operating in Trinidad and Tobago in those areas. And I have recently signed 4 MOUs with various universities for training in nursing, all other fields of medical, in ICT development, in agriculture, and a number of different areas that we have been working on. So we are open for business. We are a happy, friendly nation. And we love India, India loves us. So, any other questions, we can speak later on. Thank you very much. Daniel.
Thank you, Dr. Gopal, for very closely connecting with India. We can quickly take questions, so I request all His Excellencies to please come on the stage for the questions. तुम्ही मराठीत पण प्रश्न विचारू शकता. In the meantime, recent माहिती मिळाली की इजिप्तमध्ये 2600 PIOs म्हणजे पीपल फ्रॉम इंडियन ओरिजिन आहेत. त्यानंतर इथिओपियामध्ये 2000 आहेत आणि इंडोनेशियामध्ये 26,000 आहेत आणि आता सांगितलं तर ट्रिनिडाद आणि टोबॅगोमध्ये more than 50% इंडियन्स आहेत. तर त्या रिलेटेड काही क्वेश्चन्स असतील ते can ask. लाईनमध्ये प्रश्न विचारला तरी चालेल. एक 5 ते 10 मिनिटं आपण क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन. Any questions, please?
हर्बल कॉस्मेटिक्स मध्ये काही बिझनेसचे हॅलो, मी डॉक्टर शोभा साठे बोलते. माझं हर्बल कॉस्मेटिक्सचं युनिट आहे. तर हर्बल कॉस्मेटिक्स मध्ये तिकडे काही स्कोप आहे का एक्सपोर्टसाठी?
कुठल्या कंट्रीमध्ये?
मला इंडोनेशिया आणि इथिओपिया या कंट्रीजमध्ये.
They are asking, is there any scope for cosmetic industry?
हर्बल कॉस्मेटिक.
Herbal specific, herbal cosmetic in Indonesia.
Thank you for the question. There have been a number of companies, but the cosmetic industry is very huge. We have a huge market in Indonesia. Namaskar. And allow me to continue.
Yes.
And we have number of big companies as well as foreign investment companies as well as a local company. And we do have a cosmetic, herbal-based cosmetic company that in Indonesia. So either you are going to import or you are going to go there doing the investment in Indonesia, then the opportunities are there. And, what you need to do is to send your inquiries to our embassy. We are going to find you some prospective partner. So my colleague from the trade office would have some more information on this kind of industries. If I may, I would like to ask my colleague to add some more information on this.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Fern, for the opportunity given to me as the trade representatives from Indonesian Embassy. My name is Bona Kusuma. So as Mr. Tiki already explained, basically the opportunity is open. We need to find out exactly what kind of product that we are willing to export. Ayurveda is one of the things that Indonesia also see the opportunity. We have close relatives from, actually he is an Indian by nationality, but he is also Indonesia hero. If you recall Mr. Biju Patnaik, yeah. So he is actually our hero also because he once flew and saved several of our very important people during the transition for Indonesian independence. So we are continuing have a good relationship with you. Even for the late of our DCF, Mr. Freddy, are also engaging with helping him set up the business at Indonesia, and it is related with the cosmetics. I'm the one that personally helped him how to set up everything in Indonesia. And hearing from the information of Mr. Arun Patnaik, the grandson of Mr. Biju Patnaik, the late one, I understand that the market for India's Ayurveda and all domestic cosmetic industry is big. Of course, we need to find out what kind of products that we need to promote and introduce to Indonesia. And even though I should say that the cosmetic industry in Indonesia is quite challenging and competitive, but as long as there is a new product that could be accepted and you can find a right partner, everything is possible. So that is something that I would like to add. More we'll have to discuss later after this. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Any more questions from the audience? Please.
First of all, thanks to GIBF and Brahman Mahasangha Pune. So I am here because of these two institutions. So I'm not my product is not there, but I'm doing Vedic maths. I'm a Vedic maths teacher. So I would like to ask Tobago and Egypt as well as Indonesia. So any opportunities right now I'm doing in US online. So if any opportunities related to Vedic maths, to whom I should contact? So that is my question. Thank you.
Well, I think you can connect with your already interested area and Vedic mathematics. So he's asking, is there any opportunity to be a teacher in your country and not other countries as well?
Thank you very much for that question, and it is a very relevant question. And it is not relevant just to Trinidad and Tobago, but you will find a large area of the Indian Hindu diaspora in countries such as Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, where there is interest in all areas of Vedic knowledge, including Vedic mathematics. So we will speak afterwards, and I'll give you some connections in terms of who you might be able to share your ideas with, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much, GIBF, and of course, actually told Brahman Mahasangha for radio. I have two questions. We all know that Egypt is number one country in agriculture field, and I have one question to them. That is there any scope of service industry, especially in agriculture field, like soil water testing, or even the scope in food processing units, even in exports in seeds and I mean treated seeds and spices and pulses, something like that. Yeah.
Thank you again for the question that we are talking about agriculture products. Can you be more specific, please?
No, I'm asking about, I know that Egypt is very good in agriculture field, and I'm asking that is there any field, is there any, what can you say, that opportunity in agriculture field, in a service industry, like testing of crops and petioles, something like, this is the year testing of the products, of the, not products, crop testing like petioles, soil, water.
Thank you again for the question. Yes, we have, as a matter of fact, one of the areas that I've been trying to work on since I arrived in India is to promote scientific cooperation between Egypt and India, and especially in the field of agriculture and medical sciences. I got in touch, but unfortunately, because of COVID, things are moving a little bit slowly. But however, we have in Egypt excellent research centers in all areas of agriculture, and in irrigation, in pisciculture, in testing water, to test water pollution, to test the soil. And it's very important. We have also something called the Egyptian International Center for Agriculture. And some people from India take training courses there. Not only from India, also from Trinidad and Tobago. Because when I was as the head of the Egyptian Department for Technical Cooperation with the Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we had a lot of people coming from all over the world to take courses in pisciculture, in harvesting, irrigation, in production, in rice production, they call it, I think, pisciculture. I mean, so, and we have specialized institutes, for the production of rice, for the production of cotton, for fisheries. So this is a very interesting area, and if you wish more details, I can give you my business card, you can send me an email, and I can try to convey your request to the regional authorities.
Sure, thank you, sir. My second question is for the three of you all. That we are representing Maitreyi Bhandar, a newly entering in a cotton industry that is manufacturing of ready-made cotton clothes for men and women. So I would like to ask all of you that how much scope is there for that?
I'm almost interested in asking what fashion is it, because that will determine what is the scope. Is it strictly in terms of lingas, shalwars, saris? Is it more Western? Is it a combination of? And that will determine what the scope is.
We would like to go for Indo-Western.
Indo-Western. And then if you're interested, I can put you in contact with Fashion TT, that is Fashion Trinidad and Tobago, where you can deepen that conversation, and they will tell you what they are working on and what are the areas of specific development in the fashion industry in the wider Caribbean.
So would you like to address this question? Is there any opportunity for textile cotton industry in Indonesia?
Thank you for the question. It is textile and textile product is one of the biggest sectors in Indonesian industry, and we do have opportunities for manufacturing. It depends also in textile or fashion, as my Ambassador High Commissioner from Trinidad and Tobago said, because it's a bit different sectors that we have, either fashion industry or textile industry. Textile industry usually have required more capitals for moving into Indonesian market, and what we do have a big market there in Indonesia. Indonesia have population of 270 billion. But if you get into Indonesia, you will not only doing the business in Indonesia, because we are members of ASEAN. So once you invest in Indonesia, it means you cover the whole area of ASEAN with the opportunities of more than 600 million population. And with ASEAN free trade area, once you invest in India, it's a free movement of good capitals and people within the 10 countries of ASEAN. So the opportunities are there. Either you get into textile or fashion, both are open for investment in Indonesia. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, all the dignitaries on the dais. I request you. Okay, we'll take up one last question because just Patel sir is already there.
Yeah. Last question I was just.
Yeah. One last question. You can have an interaction with them after the next award company gets over. Yes.
Actually, my question is for more technical field. I'm basically representing semiconductor systems, and I have been working in the energy transmission, distribution, and efficient energy conservation field last 22 years. We have got some better ideas, and we have lowered down our energy losses from 27% to less than 13% in last 8 years. So we want to share this idea that we want to work in the same field with all these two countries. And I want to know what kind of scope we can have and how we can work there.
Thank you. It was more a proposal. What I would suggest, we would need to have a deeper conversation in terms of exactly what you are doing, how it is being done, and to look at the feasibility or compatibility with our country. But I do believe it is a very viable conversation that we can have, a deeper dialogue we can have afterwards. But of course, with such sectors, the opportunity is endless.
Thank you very much. I will take about it more.
Well, I'm sorry for interrupting the questions, but the excellencies are going to be here with us after the award function, so we can meet them personally after the function gets over. Thank you so much. I request all the excellencies to please take their seats in the first row. And I request the chief guest of today's function, Mr. Srinivas Patil sir, and all excellencies to please light up the lamp. Request to please take your seats in the first row. We shall have one Ganesh Vandana dance to start with. May I request Asmita to please come on the stage. Ganesh Vandana City Asmita Ethiopia.
Ganesha Stuti. This is in praise of Ganesha, who is the Lord of success and destroyer of evils. He is worshipped as the god of education, knowledge, wisdom, and wealth.
May I request the Global President GIBF Dr. Jitendra Joshi to please escort the Chief Guest and His Excellencies on the stage. आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे अध्यक्ष श्रीनिवास पाटील सर यांचं स्टेजवरती मोठं स्वागत करूया टाळ्यांवाजून. I request Excellencies to please come on the stage. Good evening once again. Now it is the time to declare, announce and felicitate Business Excellence Award awardees. Before that, may I request Dr. Jitendra Joshi, who is Global President for Global India Business Forum, to tell us more about GIBF. Sir.
नमस्कार. मगाशी सेशन सुरू व्हायच्या आधी मी थोडक्यात आपल्याला कल्पना दिली होती. इंटरनॅशनल बिझनेस अवॉर्ड्स हे फार महत्त्वाचे अवॉर्ड्स आम्ही ग्लोबली करत असतो. आपल्या सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे की अगदी लहान मुलांना सुद्धा किंवा आपल्याला सुद्धा शाळांमध्ये पहिली दुसरी तिसरीला एखादं सर्टिफिकेट मिळालं आपण आयुष्यभर जपून ठेवतो. त्यामुळे ॲप्रिसिएशन इज व्हेरी व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट कुठल्या कोणाची लाईफमध्ये अँड स्पेसिफिकली फॉर द बिझनेसमॅन इट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट बिकॉज बिझनेसमन्सचा रोल कुठल्याही कंट्रीच्या डेव्हलपमेंटमध्ये खूप महत्त्वाचा असतो कारण तिथे जॉब अपॉर्च्युनिटीज क्रिएट केल्या जातात आणि नेशन बिल्डिंगचं काम बिझनेसमॅन करत असतो. सो GIBF is doing the activity where we always try to appreciate the businessmen all across the world, not just in India, but we are trying that each and every city-wise also we are doing the program where we are felicitating the businessmen, those who are contributing a lot for various activities in their role. Specifically after COVID, where I think specifically after COVID, MSME businessmen have suffered a lot, and we are there to support all MSME sector all across the world. That whatever best support we can extend through our mechanism and support all across the world through all our embassy connect. We are there to support you all. मगाशी थोडक्यात आपला क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन झाला, but my team is there and my team will share you their cards and GIBF will support you for all sort of questions. जे पण क्वेश्चन्स असतील अनआन्सर्ड आता असतील वेळेनुसार आपण सगळे क्वेश्चन घेऊ शकलेलो नाही पण इथं दीपाली मॅडम आणि नील कमल आमचे जे आमचे इंडिया कोऑर्डिनेटर आहेत दे विल गिव्ह देअर कार्ड्स आमचे व्हॉलंटियर्स मी सांगतो तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना त्यांची कार्ड द्यायला आपले जे पण क्वेश्चन्स असतील तुम्ही त्यांच्याशी फोनवर इंटरॅक्शन करू शकताय आणि नंतर सुद्धा फक्त या 4 कंट्रीज नाही पण या 4 कंट्री व्यतिरिक्त पण आपल्याला कुठल्या कंट्रीमध्ये जर इंटरेस्ट असेल तर ग्लोबल इंडिया बिझनेस फोरम देअर टू सपोर्ट यू. आता GIBFचा जो कराडमधला प्रोग्राम आहे इंटरनॅशनल अवॉर्ड जसे करतो तसे आम्ही नॅशनल लेवलचे जे आज अवॉर्ड्स आहेत श्रीनिवास सर तुम्ही आला त्याच्याबद्दल मी खूप मला बरं वाटतंय कारण या रिजनमध्ये तुमचा काम खूप जास्त आहे आणि आम्ही खूप वर्ष तुम्हाला बघत आलेलो आहे तुम्ही गव्हर्नर सुद्धा सिक्युरिटीचे राहिलेला आहात अँड युअर सपोर्ट टू बिझनेसमॅन इज व्हेरी व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट आफ्टर कोविड अँड GIBF इज देअर टू सपोर्ट ऑल ऑफ यू. आज हा प्रोग्राम आपण सुरू करतोय तर प्रोग्राम सुरू करण्याच्या आधी श्रीनिवास सरांचं फेलिसिटेशन आपण करणार आहे आणि सरांच्या वाजता आपले जे आज 3 गेस्ट आहेत 3 कंट्रीज आहेत त्यांचं फेलिसिटेशन करून आपण आजचे जे अवॉर्डीज आहेत अराउंड 20 अवॉर्डीज आहेत त्या सगळ्यांना आज आपण इथं सगळ्यांचं वेलविश करणार आहोत. थँक्यू सो मच.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Jitendra Joshi, sir, to please felicitate our chief guest, Srinivas Patil, sir.
Okay, Luke.
Thank you, sir. Srinivas Patil साहेबांचं पुन्हा एकदा स्वागत. थँक्यू सर. आता मी श्रीनिवास पाटील साहेबांना विनंती करतोय की आमचे जे 3 गेस्ट वेगवेगळ्या कंट्रीजमधून आले त्यांचं फेलिसिटेशन त्यांनी करावं. टू स्टार्ट विथ द अवॉर्ड मिस्टर मोहम्मद रजी साफरी. Mr. Safri is representing Indonesia. I request sir to felicitate His Excellency Atia and Syed about Trinidad. His Excellency from Republic of Egypt in Mumbai. I request sir to felicitate His Excellency Dr. Roger Gopal. His High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago. धन्यवाद पाटील साहेब. Thank you so much for the felicitations. जसं आता जिथे जोशी सरांनी सांगितलं त्याप्रमाणे बेसिकली GIBF चालू करण्याचं उद्दिष्टच असं होतं की त्याच्यामध्ये आपण मायक्रो स्मॉल आणि मीडियम इंडस्ट्रीज यांना जास्त प्रमोट करणं भारतभर आणि भारताच्या बाहेर सुद्धा जसं आधी सांगितलं त्याप्रमाणे साधारणतः 110 कंट्री चेंबर्स बरोबर GIBF टाईप झालेला आहे त्यानुसार आणि त्यामुळे भारतातल्या बऱ्याचशा लोकांना बाहेर जाण्याची शक्यता आहे. तर यासाठी सुरुवात कुठून तरी झाली पाहिजे आणि वी आर व्हेरी फॉर्च्युनेट टू डिक्लेअर की GIBF ची जी वेबसाईट आहे ती वेबसाईट आताच मी रिन्यू केली आहे आणि ती रिन्यू केली आहे साताऱ्यातले JA सोल्युशन्स. तर मी त्यांना स्टेजवरती बोलवतो अलंकार जाधव आणि आपण त्या वेबसाईटचं फॉर्मली उद्घाटन करतोय. श्रीनिवास पाटील साहेबांना विनंती आहे. I request all the excellencies to please hold the banner. बिझनेस एक्सलन्स अवॉर्ड याचा उद्देश त्यांनी सांगितलेला आहे. त्यानुसार जे छोट्या मोठ्या इंडस्ट्रीज आहेत त्यांना प्रमोट करण्याचं मूळ उद्दिष्ट GIBF आहे. तर हे जे एक्सलन्स अवॉर्ड दिले गेलेले आहेत ते मूलतः आपल्यासारख्या MSME मधल्या उद्योजकांना मोटिवेट करण्यासाठी किंवा त्यांना पुढे येण्यासाठी अवॉर्ड दिले जातात. त्याच्यामध्ये यंग एंटरप्रेन्युअर्स अवॉर्ड आहेत, त्यानंतर विमेन एंटरप्रेन्युअर्स अवॉर्ड आहेत, प्रॉमिसिंग बिझनेस ऑफ द इयर आहे, बेस्ट MSME कंपनी आहे, हॉस्पिटॅलिटी पार्टनर हा एक अवॉर्ड आहे, त्यानंतर फायनान्स सेक्टर, ट्रेडिंग सेक्टर, मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग, शुगर, बँकिंग, डिस्ट्रप्टिव्ह ॲग्री इनोव्हेशन, फाउंड्री इक्विपमेंट मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग आणि इनोव्हेटिव्ह स्टार्टअप असे वेगवेगळे अवॉर्ड्स आज आपण देणार आहोत. तर सर्वात सुरुवातीला मी श्रीनिवास पाटील यांना विनंती करेन की त्यांनी आमच्या काही अवॉर्डीचा सत्कार करावा, त्यांना इन्व्हिटेशन देऊ. First award is given to Judgment Sugars Limited. The award category is Brand of the Year under the sector sugar industry. Judgment Sugars Limited Brand of the Year. जरा मोठ्याने टाळ्या चालतील. दुसऱ्या अवॉर्डसाठी आणखी मोठ्याने टाळलं जातं कारण ती वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्युअर्स अवॉर्ड आहे. आदिती रामचंद्र देसाई फूड इंडस्ट्री सेक्टर. तिसऱ्या अवॉर्डसाठी मी इन्व्हाइट करतोय कृष्णा सहकारी बँक प्रॉमिसिंग बिझनेस ऑफ द इयर अवॉर्ड इन द बँकिंग सेक्टर. चौथा अवॉर्ड आहे ते goes to फरतरे इमर्जिंग बिझनेस आयकॉन इन मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग सेक्टर. धन्यवाद. पुढचे 4 अवॉर्ड्स आपण देतोय इंडोनेशियाचे जे एम्बसी एक्सलन्सी आहे त्यांच्या हस्ते. 5व्या अवॉर्डसाठी मी इन्व्हाइट करतोय मिस्टर देवेंद्र चौगुले प्रॉमिसिंग बिझनेस ऑफ द इयर अवॉर्ड फॉर ब्रेकिंग. पुढचा अवॉर्ड आहे ॲनिमल वेलफेअर कॅटेगरीमध्ये व्हेटरनरी सर्व्हिसेस आणि हे अवॉर्ड जाते डॉक्टर दिलीप सोनोने. ठीक आहे, मला अजून मोठी Promising Business of the Year in the sector Disruptive Agri Innovation, and it goes to Garuda Aerospace. Garuda Aerospace. Next award is May I request His Excellency Atya Elsa Dabao Elnaga to felicitate the next 4 awards. Next is to Mr. Animesh Sarkar as a young entrepreneur in the field of alternative fuels. Mr. Animesh Sarkar. Clappings, please. Next young entrepreneur award is to Mr. Prasad Zadav. Mr. Prasad Zadav. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's Prashant Zadav. Young entrepreneur award goes to Mr. Prashant Zadav. Next, Base MSME Company. Best MSME company in the sector of electrical power and construction sector, Samsung Electrical Systems. Best MSME company in electrical power construction sector, Samsung Electrical Systems. जरा जोराने टाळा वाजवा, बेस्ट MSME कंपनी आहे. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Roger to please give away the remaining awards. Mr. Vinayak More as a young entrepreneur in the trading sector. One more best MSME company in the manufacturing sector. Best MSME company in the manufacturing sector, Top Gear Transmissions. One more award for a women entrepreneur in the field of innovative startup jaggery sector, Mrs. Janshri Kulkarni. Women entrepreneur should have to do more. Second last award for the award function goes to Maitri Mahila Nagari Sahkari Pata Sanstha. Maitri Mahila Nagari Sahkari Pata Sanstha. Goes to Aditya Hotels and Hospitalities Private Limited, another category hospitality partner in hospitality sector. Aditya Hotels and Hospitalities Private Limited is nothing but the full residential area. Thank you so much, Srinivas Patil Sahib, and all His Excellency is on the dais. कार्यक्रमात पुढे जाऊया. खरं तर श्रीनिवास पाटील साहेबांची ओळख इथं करून देणं म्हणजे सूर्याची ओळख करून देण्यासारखं आहे. परंतु एक फॉर्मॅलिटी म्हणून आपण ओळख करून मी जबाबदारी समजतो स्वतःची. श्रीनिवास बाबासाहेब पाटील He has served ex-office Indian Administrative Services and he is a member of Lok Sabha from Satara constituency in Maharashtra. He has completed his MA Economics and LLB degree from Pune and Mumbai University. He was an officer of Indian Administrative Services of 1979 batch. Thereafter, he has served as a collector Bid district in Pune district. He has been deputy CEO of MIDC, that is Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation. He was elected as a member of 13th and 14th Lok Sabha of India from 1990 to 2009, representing Karan constituency from the Nationalist Congress Party. In 2013, he was appointed as the governor of Sikkim, the position that he continued till August 2018. He was elected as a member of parliament for the third time by defeating former member parliament over 87,000 votes in October 29. मी श्रीनिवास पाटील साहेबांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी अवॉर्ड बद्दल बोलावं आणि या कार्यक्रमाबद्दल बोलावं.
नमस्कार, गुड इव्हनिंग. प्रथमतः मी मातृभाषेत सुरुवात करतो. आपण सर्वांचं मी या कोयनाकडच्या ज्या कृती समावती या भागाचा लोकप्रतिनिधी म्हणून मनापासून स्वागत करतो. खऱ्या अर्थानं आज दशमी आहे आणि दशमी घेतल्याशिवाय सहसा बाहेर पडत नाही. काहीतरी घ्यावं, बाहेर जावं, आपलं आपण सोडून खावं, तिथे मिळेल ती बरोबर घ्यावं आणि कोणी जोडीला भेटलं तर दोघं म्हणून खावं. नक्की काय आहे ग्लोबल इंडिया बिझनेस फोरम वसुधैव कुटुंबकम अवघाची संसार सुखाचा करेल आनंद भरेल तिन्ही लोक विश्व सदोर्याचे सूर्य पाहावं जो जे वांछित तो ते लावावं प्राणीजात ही आपली सद्भावना आहे. जी मंडळी परदेशातून आली आहे त्यांच्याकडे मी इंग्रजी बोलेल, पण मला असं वाटतंय की जी मंडळी या भागात काम करण्याच्या दिवशी आपण त्यांना बोललो. या लोकांचं म्हणणं त्यांच्याकडून सांगा, त्यांचं म्हणणं यांच्याकडून सांगा. नक्की यांना काय पाहिजे, इथं काय पिकतं. कारण मराठी धर्मात जे पिकतं ते पिकतं, इथं काय पिकतं पण ते तिथं विकेल का, तर विकणार नाही तर तिथे जाऊच नाही. मग विकत असेल आणि ते पिकत नसेल तर कुठं पिकतं, तिथनं घ्या, स्वच्छ करा, उत्तम मित्र भरा आणि त्यांना द्या. यांना काय माहिती नाही, भारतात आलं एवढंच पाहिजे. दिसायला सुंदर असतो, घ्यायला बरं वाटतं, वजनात हलकं असावं, चवीला सुंदर असावं. मी सिक्कीम मध्ये राहिलो, सिक्कीमची फुलं दिसायला फार छान, सुगंध नाही कारण बरं पण दिसायला अतिशय सुंदर. मग इथलं फुल दिसायला सुंदर, रंगरूप थोडं हलकं, पण मनाला भरलेलं मधमाशी आली की गुंजन करावं होतं. फुलपाखरी ते जोडलेली आले ना, आपण डोळे भरून जावं ती बोल, पण तिथे जाय पण टिकत नाही. कारण ते देशी असतात आणि सेंद्रिय असतात, म्हणजे ऑर्गॅनिक. मी कसं जोडायचं याकरता हा परिश्रम झाला. आणि फोरम म्हटले, फोरम म्हणजे काय, तुम्ही आम्ही एका पातळीवर होतो. कोणी फोर रनर असतो, कोणी आफ्टर रनर असतो, कोणी मिड रनर असतो. फोरम तुम्हाला काय पाहिजे मला सांगा, मला काय पाहिजे तुम्हाला सांगतो. तुम्हाला जे हवं ते मिळत असतं कुठं घेऊन देतो, आणि तुमचं काय आणलं ते इथे चालत नाही बघत देतो. उद्या एकादशी आहे आणि ह्यांनी काय आणलं उद्या जमेल का, द्वादशी म्हणलं तरी आणलं जरूर मिळेल. कारण बारस वसुबारस असते ती एकत्र झाले का नसते. आता वसुबारस म्हणजे काय, गाय आहे, तिला वत्स आहे, त्याची पूजा बघा. ज्यांना आपण घेतलं पाहिजे सगळे आपली माणसं आहे. म्हणजे इंडोनेशिया असो त्रिनिदाद असो ही मंडळी पूर्वी आपल्याकडनंच गेलेली. His Excellency Athiya Abigailana, His Excellency Robert Gopal, His Excellency Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. H.R. Roger, and my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure to be present with you at this International Seminar and Business Excellence Award function with you. India has been the ancient civilization and was once an important hub of trading and business in the ancient world. It is interesting to note that there is historical record showing that India shares strong cultural and trading bonds with Egypt, Ethiopia, and Indonesia since ancient times. It is also important to note that India shares special bond with Trinidad and Tobago, as significant sections of the population there are of Indian origin. In the recent times, especially since the economic liberalization in India in the 90s, India has emerged as a leading economy world. India is proving to be great attraction for business houses from all over the world. The opportunities for business in India need to be now scouted beyond the metro regions of Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Calcutta and Chennai. True opportunities in India lie in the interiors like ours. Hence it makes me happy to know that the International Seminar is being held at Karad, which is the Tier 3 town. This happens the town of and birthplace of late Y.P. Chauhan, the first Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He was also the India's Defense Minister, Finance Minister, Minister of External Affairs. And Vasanta is from this area, and today is the opportunity day as his birthday. Earlier it was Satara. It was divided in 1949 into South Satara and North Satara. North Satara became Satara and South Satara became Sandy. Therefore, these two gentlemen who have honored to be the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and today is the appointed day to be here as their deposit and talking to you in this evening seminar. As the Minister of Parliament Areas, it is my pleasure to welcome you all. Before my entry into services and politics, I have also served in the Indian Ambassador Service. I had the good fortune of serving as Deputy CEO of MIDC, that is Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, for 7 years. I have purchased about 22,000 acres of land, below 10,000 rupees per acre, and so many big houses. Maybe Ambani's, Adani's, Mehta's, Mohammad's, Mera, all of them are known to me and I have given them lands. Therefore, I am very much connected with the industry, and today is the appointed day for me to come here and share some of my thoughts with you. If the land is required, if the water is required, if it is required, let me know your demand, and I will see that it is supplied by my best friends who are gathered here. Today, the entire world is a global village. We are connected by technology. Environment is most conducive to the global business development. The need of the hour is to develop people-to-people contact, trust binding and trust building people, and mutual cooperation. I am sure such international seminars and functions will go to a long way in developing the environment and mutually benefited trade and business. I take this opportunity to welcome all international delegates and business representatives. I also take the opportunity to congratulate all the awardees and winners and wish them all for the best of the future. Don't come here, stay for a few days, enjoy the food, enjoy the cultural dances, etc. As you have seen, this is the Ganesh Kundam. For any opportunity, this is a tradition that we owe before the Lord Ganesha, who is a Ganpati, who is warrior, as well as he is the person who knows 64 arts and culture. 64 लोगों का आदि देवता होता है, उसके हाथ में परशु भी होता है, गड्डी होता है, आशीर्वाद भी होता है. आप लोग आए, बाहर आए, और बाहर होने का भी समय आया है. लेकिन खाना यहाँ नहीं है, आपका खाना बाहर है और बाहर आते हैं. खाना बाहर और यहाँ बाहर कैसे आएगी? मुझे पता नहीं दोनों वालों ने इनको क्यों नहीं बुलाया, खाना इधर क्यों नहीं रहा? बातें चली होती है और बातें होते हुए नाते जुड़ते हैं और आगे चलते हैं. I hope we will continue our relations and I will be happy to meet you whenever you need any assistance or any opportunity to be from this area. Welcome you, all of you, all my friends over here, and thank you very much. God bless you.
धन्यवाद साहेब. श्रीनिवास पाटलांसाठी एवढी माणसं एवढी मोठी का होऊ शकतात त्याचं तुम्हाला कदाचित गमत कळलं असेल. 82 वर्षी एवढं एनर्जेटिक आणि एवढं विनोद बुद्धी, त्यामुळे कार्यक्रमाच्या शेवटाकडे येतोय, परंतु त्याच्या आधी नजर चुकीने 2 सत्कार राहिले. सो आय वुड रिक्वेस्ट श्रीनिवास पाटील साहेब टू फेलिसिटेट चार्ल्स सोमारा, who's first secretary embassy of Republic of Indonesia, to please come on the stage and accept our felicitation. I request Mr. Pona Kusuma, State Attaché Embassy of Republic of Indonesia, to please come to the stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. May I now call upon Deepali Gadkari, madam, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you. As we are towards the end of the program, I will propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Global India Business Forum. I would like to thank firstly our chief guest, Shri Srinivas Patil sir, for gracing the function from his busy schedule and attending today's event and presenting all the awardees. I thank HE Dr. Roger Gopal, High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago, HE Atiya Abul Alignaga, Council of Egypt in Maharashtra and Southern Indian State, HE Mohammad Razik Safri, Minister of Republic of Indonesia, Guru Shankar to present Ethiopia, and also I thank Mr. Charles, First Secretary, and Mr. Bona, Commercial Attaché of Indonesia, to attend today's event. I also congratulate all the awardees for winning the International Business Excellence Award. I thank the Fern Residency Hotel Management for the hospitality partner and their contribution for today's event. A big thank you to Dr. Ashutosh Shisa for hosting this event very gracefully. I thank all the GIBF team members for contributing for today's event. I thank all the technical and production team who took care of sound, light, and this event has gone on FP Live and YouTube Live. So thanks to the technical team. I thank Smita for performing a very beautiful Ganesh Vandana. And thank you all the attendees for attending today's event. After this, we have arrangement of high tea. I request all of you to enjoy the high tea. And we have kept the cards at the counter, which has my numbers and Man's numbers. So if you have any questions or anything regarding any questions to be asked to the embassies or the delegates, you can directly mail us. You can, my number is there. You can ask the question to us. So these questions through us will be going to their embassy and they will answer it to you. So just collect the cards while going. And thank you all. Thank you for attending. Thank you. I request GIBF team to come on the stage for a group photograph quickly.
Team